how to get a promotion if you're thinking you should be moving up in the world. So here's a story. So a colleague of mine was talking to a woman, a manager, who was upset that she was not tapped for a position that was above. So she was not tapped for a promotion, and she believed she deserved it, and she was upset. So my friend asked her, okay, you're upset about this, I understand. Please give me 3 reasons why you should have been promoted. Give me 3 examples of ways that you impacted the company that shows why you should have gotten that position. And unfortunately, the woman could not come up with one. So that's a problem. If you think you deserve a promotion, the first thing that the hiring team is going to ask you is, what makes you deserve the promotion? Then you have the skills section of the LinkedIn profile, which can contain up to 50 different skills and keywords from your industry so that you are searchable. So those are the key areas that you work in LinkedIn. Again, your public face. That's your first impression a lot of the time. Your resume is different. Your resume is a specific tool that you use to apply to specific positions. And what that means is, if you don't have a title, if you don't have a summary, if you don't have a skills section, you want to add those to the top of your resume so that your resume addresses the specific needs of the job that you're applying to. And that's important because that's a way that you will stand out from your competition. Your resume probably does not reflect your value add and your leadership impact. And that's important because if you're an executive, they're hiring you, yes, for your skills. And they're hiring you, yes, for your leadership. They're hiring you because they want you to make the company better after they hire you, make it better than when they came. So you want to make sure that you demonstrate your unique value add, your unique leadership expertise on the resume and your LinkedIn profile. Then the offers will come. The opportunities will come for you to choose from. And that's definitely a better situation than being stressed and frustrated with your job search. In America, we also have CVs, but CVs are specifically for applying to academic positions, applying for research positions, applying to law firms, applying to the science community, because they want to know more about projects, publications, presentations, dissertations, that kind of thing. So the CV can be longer in that instance. They can be any length, but that's particularly for those fields. The CV overseas for everybody else in the world outside the United States, those can be any length and usually include a picture, a bio, more personal information at the top. As an executive, if you are applying to a position online, let's say you don't know somebody at the company, you don't have any contacts, or you just happen to see a job online that you like and you want to apply to it, you're going to send your resume in. You go to their form, their application, you fill it out, and you hit send or you hit upload, and your resume goes into the company's system. Now, what happens next is on the hiring side is the company, the hiring team, sees your resume in a dashboard. They have this software in front of them called an applicant tracking system, or ATS. And this system can do a bunch of things depending on what they've programmed it to do. Sometimes they have this system go out and reach out and search for candidates. If you are interested in a job that you see online, I recommend that you read the job posting from top to bottom and make sure that you like the way the job sounds and make sure that you match in skills, tools, and experience at least 80% what they're asking for. So many people just disregard the job posting. A lot of people only go by the title. And that's a mistake because a director of production for a media company is going to be a lot different than a director of production for a technical company. So you want to make sure to read the entire posting from top to bottom. You want to make sure that you match it in skills, tools, and experience at least 80%. And you want to make sure you like the way the job is described. If you are interested in a job that you see online, I recommend that you read the job posting from top to bottom and make sure that you like the way the job sounds and make sure that you match in skills, tools, and experience at least 80% what they're asking for. So many people just disregard the job posting. A lot of people only go by the title, and that's a mistake because a director of production for a media company is going to be a lot different than a director of production for a technical company. So you want to make sure to read the entire posting from top to bottom. You want to make sure that you match it in skills, tools, and experience at least 80%. And you want to make sure you like the way the job is described. So the interview is a funny thing. It's a funny part of the job search process. It's a funny part of the hiring process. So you might come away from an interview thinking that everything went great. You clicked with the interviewer, you had a great conversation, everything was rolling, everything was smooth, and then you hear nothing. Crickets. Now, what happened there? The factors in an interview are infinite. Anything could have gone astray. If you are not a behavioral specialist, chances are you might have not read every social cue that was available to you, or you might think that because you and the interviewer talked about your love of chocolate ice cream or something else that was a personal connection, just because you had that conversation, you think that you deserve the job. So you want to make sure you have a template that really works, that it's professional and engaging and attractive, and that it gets through the applicant tracking systems if you're applying online. But you also want to show your ability to lead. You want to show the impact from leadership in past companies. How has your leadership action affected, benefited the companies that you've worked for? For this gentleman, he had to show a more value add. He had to show more expertise. He had to show better overall content. He also had to show why his specific skills were able to address the company's needs. So I said this was a good story. He started off frustrated. He ended up being my fastest application ever. The resume title. A lot of resumes don't have a title, so you may not know where to actually put the title. So let me explain the benefits of one. So the title on the resume goes at the top underneath your contact information. And it is really the first impression that the company has of you, especially if you're applying cold, like you don't know anybody at the company and you're applying through an online portal and you're applying cold to the company. You don't know anybody there. So why is the title the first impression? Because it's at the top of the resume and it's going to be the first thing the reader sees when they see your resume. And that means if they print it out or if they see it online. The title is usually the first thing. And so that's your very first impression. Do you know the best time to write your resume and your LinkedIn profile? The best time to write your resume and LinkedIn profile is when you already have a job, when you have a salary, when you have money coming in. A lot of executives come to me and they're stressed and they're frustrated. Some of them decided to leave the corporate world and become entrepreneurs, and they put a lot of money into that new company and it failed, or it didn't do as well as they thought it was going to do. And suddenly their severance is running out, or they no longer have a salary, or something else is going wrong. And when they come to me stressed and frustrated, the challenge there is that they tend to give me different answers and different feedback than they would if they had a job.